They say men are supposed to be strong, that real men don't cry, don't complain, and never show weakness. But what happens when the same strength you admire becomes the silence that destroys him? This is the story of one such man, the man who never complained until he broke. His name was Imran. To the world, Imran was ordinary, a middle-aged man with a simple job, a small home, and a quiet presence. He was the kind of man people overlooked but relied on. He was never late, never loud, never tired, or so it seemed. Every morning, before the sun rose, Imran was already awake. He'd iron his children's uniforms, pack his wife's lunch, and kiss her forehead without waking her. Then, off to work, a dusty workshop where his hands cracked from years of metal and oil. He never complained about the heat, or the boss who yelled, or the back pain that crept into his spine like rust. At home, he laughed with his children, helped with homework, and listened to his wife's daily stress. He always listened, but rarely spoke about his own. "You're so strong," she used to say, and he smiled, not knowing how else to respond. One night, their electricity was cut off. Imran said nothing. He lit a candle, told a joke, and made it a game for the kids. But that night, after everyone slept, he sat in the dark, staring at the unpaid bill with tears he quickly wiped away. The next day, he sold his old phone to pay it. No one knew. Months passed. Prices rose. His wages didn't. His wife began to notice. He spoke less, smiled less, sat quietly at dinner. But when she asked, he said, "I'm fine." Then one evening it happened. The water pipe burst. His son cried. The house was flooded, and his wife panicked. Imran just stood still. No yelling, no rushing, just silence. Then suddenly, he sat on the wet floor and began to cry. Not just tears, but years of silence poured out. He wept for the stress, the sleepless nights, the swallowed pain. For every time he said, "I'm fine," when he wasn't. His family froze. They had never seen him like this. He looked broken. His wife knelt beside him, held his hand, and whispered, "I thought you were strong because you never complained. But I was wrong. You were strong because you carried everything alone. Let me carry some of it now." That night, for the first time, Imran spoke. He talked about debt, fear of failure, his health issues, and how he didn't want to worry anyone. He believed protecting them meant hiding everything. But that night, he learned being open wasn't weakness. It was healing. Red Heart ending message, voiceover suggestion. In every home, there's often someone who stays silent so others can smile. Sometimes it's a father, a husband, a brother, a man who never complains. Not because he feels nothing, but because he feels too much, too deeply, too alone. Check on them. Thank them. Give them space to break before they shatter.